What is on top of the deck? What is on top of the deck? Oh, it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome to Hunt the Week.
Hello everyone and welcome into the show. Welcome in each and every one of you moms out there. Yes, that's right. I don't know if we have any moms in the league, and we may not, but hey, this one is for you as we wrap up Mom League. I know it's only the end of week 5, but the way the scheduling works on the podcast, new league starts next Friday. I got to do the kickoff show next week, which means this is the last time we'll be covering Mom. It's the end of week 5. We're getting ready for week 6. And boy, has this been a fun one. This has been a good one. And the decks, the gameplay, it's been tight. It's been fun. I'm seeing crazy rares from all over the place. I'm seeing some great commentating from Richard and Bob, who has been crushing it. Such a cool, great, wonderful league. That's right. You're getting this a day early this week. I had some stuff pop up for tomorrow, and I didn't want to be super busy. So instead of doing the podcast tomorrow, I'm doing the podcast today. Sorry. Not sorry. So that's just how it goes sometimes. So one last time, join me as we prepare for battle.
The battle begins!
That's right. As I record, it is Wednesday at about 3:16 p.m. and this is your top 8. Pierre Marc, PM Duke Y, 19-6. He's been up there this whole league. Pierre Marc having a great league. Sawyer T, Soy Boy, 19-6. Daniel G, Frisky Hobbit, 18-5. Richard K, Preacher, 18-6. Sean SP, Talrand, 18-7. Caleb G, Why Not, 18-7. Adam S, Wisma, 17-5. And Miranda L, Black Canary, 17-7. We've been talking about it a little bit in Cody's super secret server. Cody Race is the best player on the server. But man, this top 8 has been so hard to break into this whole league. Like, the top 8 is just... I mean, you got 19-6 at the top, and then 17-7 at the bottom, and then after that it quickly goes to 16-9. You know, 15-8, 15-10. Not to say that those people can't make it in. Someone usually does, right? But we are in the dreaded week 6. It is coming. It is happening. And I recommend that you look at Caleb's 6 weeks primer because it's important. I usually read it on the show. I'm not going to this time because it takes a long time and I do it a lot. But the gist of it is just play your games. Play all your games early. Do not keep games over the weekend if you can't help it. By Monday, Tuesday, games dry up quick based on everyone that's left. You know, some people might have some kind of head game, like not play certain people. They don't have to play you. They can play whoever they want. The LFM bot will probably get used a whole lot less, and there will be more private messaging to find these last couple games. The week 6 is always, it's always crazy, but I don't know. Maybe the top 8 won't change that much because as I'm looking at it, yeah, people are just they're gonna have to get some wins to get in, and it's hard. A lot of these people get into week 6 with only 1 or 2 losses left, and a lot of games disappear very quickly when people start getting knocked out every single game. So we're going into week 6. Please play all your games by Monday. Do your friend Goku a favor. That's right. I never did the intro up top. Let's do it in here. I am your host with the most, your Don John DeMarco, your Goku or Go Home, and you are listening to Hunt the Week. This is a weekly Magic the Gathering show about the Sealed Arena Gauntlet League, the AGL. This is March of Machines. We are in week 5, getting ready for week 6, the final Bloodbath week, and then the Mega Draft. And how cool is that going to be with all the different packs? Can't wait to see how it all shakes up. Looks like a fun one to do. And speaking of Mega Drafts, it's Wednesday. This is coming out a day early, right in time for Miranda's Megadraft Madness. I hope everyone's ready for that. Hope they're excited. I know that I am. How did I do this week? I died. I died real bad. So you may remember last week, 0-3, have to sit and wait for my stip game with Cody, our death match. Because Cody says, hey, I got all my games. Sorry, I got my games full for the week. And I go, I'm ready to die. And he says, nope, you got to wait a week. So I haven't played this deck in like over a week at this point. Play Cody on Monday. Weird stip match. Spin a wheel. Every game a different stip. Sorry, Richard. Sorry about all the chaos and the nonsense. But it was fun. I had fun, and I won. I beat Cody, which was huge in 2 points. One, puts me into top 50, so I get my money back. I get to play another league for free. Cha-ching. And 2, now Cody has to, do some kind of punishment or humiliation that I tell him to. And really, I just told Cody to send me a care package because I've had to send him. I sent him a package as a humiliation where I sent him some funny stickers, and then he said, "Oh no, I want some dirty stickers." So then I said, just had to send Cody dirty stickers for a punishment, and now I want something. I keep sending Cody stuff. All right, I want something. So I told Cody to gather me up a little care package and send it all the way down from the Great Canadian North down to the American Big Brother, Little Brother. I don't know. Send me some stuff, Cody. That's all I want. Anyway, that was super fun. The stip matches were cool. I had a good time, and I advise you to check those out. Bob and Richard, commentating greats. Really doing some great stuff there on Mondays right now. But yeah, I died. I died in my next game. After I played Cody, I won that game, and I said, I got like 6 more games to play this week. Let's go. And then died right away. My deck should have been knocked out last week. It just doesn't compete with what's going on right now. The people that are left, their decks just are bomb after bomb after bomb. And I did not have that. I did not have that. On to the next one, right? Next week, Neo Partner League. Me and Chris R. Sinkwater, Runaway Teamkin. We're back, and we're better than ever. And my plan for this league, if I can, and I who knows, this may not work at all, is just every guest is going to be both partners coming on the show. So next week, I don't know who it is, but it's going to be somebody and their partner, probably a league committee member. That's what I usually like to do on the kickoff week. So league committee member and their partner coming on the show next week to talk about the league. Week after that, Megadraft winner from this league, Mom League, going to be coming on the show, hopefully with their partner. And then week 3, I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out. We'll see how it goes. But for this week, I had my own partner, a special partner for me on the show, a.k.a. a guest for you to listen to and listen all about. That's right. Please join me as we call for backup.
You called for backup.
This week, the one, the only, the great Watcher, Maranda, Black Canary, came on the show. If you don't know Maranda, open your eyes, because you're not in the league, right? Maranda is not only in like every single stream match ever, that's her thing, is she watches every game. She knows I bet if you asked her just anybody and she'd be like, hey, yeah, Chris York, she'd say, yeah, he was on Blue Black and he had these rares, like just off the top of her head. She pays too much attention. She's very good at knowing what's going on, and she's playing a great league, currently in 8th place. When I recorded with her on Monday, she was in 7th, and she's gone on a little bit of a streak. She's playing good Magic. Her deck looks very gross, and she's got this whole new Mega Draft thing coming up. So she's got her Mega Draft starting tonight. We talked all about Mom. We talked about Mega Draft. Go ahead and listen to that interview with Maranda right now. All right, everyone, join me as I call for backup with none other than Maranda, a.k.a. Black Canary. Thanks for coming on the show, Maranda.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, always a joy, always a pleasure to get the great Watcher on. We're used to seeing those eyes, but we're not used to hearing the voice. So here she is. Maranda, I want to know, where does the name Black Canary come from?
Well, a nice easy one. The Black Canary is my favorite superhero. She's the partner of the Green Arrow and was the leader of the Justice League for a long time. Her Justice League number is 13, which has always been my favorite number. So she's always been my favorite. So it's always been my go-to name for a long time. I even dressed as her for comic conventions in college and met Stan Lee once while doing it.
Geez, that's really cool.
Died. Yep. So I have a lot of memorabilia, lots of comic stuff. I'm a huge comic nerd as well as a Magic nerd.
Nice.
I got a Black Canary shot glass that I use for all of my stip matches, like the one I did with Smarmy the other day. Yeah.
I was hoping it was the DC superhero because I used to read some Green Arrow comics and she was always really cool and awesome and part of the Arrow family.
My Steam name is Bird on a Wire, which is
Oh,
my
nice.
favorite interpretation, but Black Canary is easier for people.
No, good call. I like it. Yeah, check out Black Canary DC Comics. Really cool character. The scream, the Banshee scream.
Sonic Scream.
Well, let's talk Mom League because as we are deep in week 5, getting ready for week 6 of Mom League. You're doing great. You're what 15-6, right outside of the top 8 right now.
The
Uh,
hardest ninth place there's ever been.
oh my God, it's so rough, isn't it? I'm like looking at all these players.
The most competitive top eight there's ever been. I
Oh my
know
gosh.
Emmett ran some statistics, and compared to one league, it's astronomically harder.
Right. At 15-6, if you win out and go to 19-6, you're still just tied for first.
Yeah. Yeah,
Insane.
we were checking the probability earlier. It's 50% to be 20 and 20 for eighth and ninth. And there's some chance you have to have 21, like
Oh my
7%.
gosh. What is different about this league? Do we know, or is it just like a statistical anomaly?
There's
People are doing better.
some speculation that it's because the pools are so hit or miss. You can get so many rares, and like the commons are so much better than they used to be, and everything that your six packs can be just so much better than someone's final pool.
Yeah.
Uh,
How many
but
rares were in your opening pool?
well, the first name of my deck was 11 Rare Trash Fire. So I'm gonna say I opened 11 and exactly 3 of them were playable.
Jeez, I think that's what it is though. I think that's a good place. You open 11 rares. I opened 6. I played
Mhm.
5 of them, but I mean they didn't really get me
Yeah, I
anywhere.
opened 11, I played 3. I had like a Shram. And it's like that's not we're really counting that.
Hey, Cody won Player of the Year off SRAM with his crazy aggro equipment deck.
So
So
true.
it does do stuff, but yeah, probably not in like 60 card mom sealed. But how are you liking mom? You know, I seem to you gotta at least like it a little bit. You're doing well. But how's it going? What packs are you opening? You know, let's hear about your mom league.
So I think Mom is the best set we've had in a long time. I think it's amazing to draft. It hasn't gone stale. There's always new crazy things to try. There's no one color pair that's definitively the best that you have to do or you won't get 7 wins. I think it's a fantastic draft format. I think it doesn't translate to 60 card sealed, but not a lot of sets do. I think it does lead to a lot of feast or famine of some people have the craziest pools you've ever seen, and some people just can't get anything going. I think I've been extremely fortunate with my opens. I kind of settled on this blue-white tempo deck pretty early, and it's done me quite well. I am on team take your 5 mom packs first, but I did sneak an SNC pack in there before it got taken away, and it was really good for me and kind of made me regret not taking more while I could. But now that I've taken my last mom pack, I think this week Neo would be my pick. I think it's got uh a lot of good color variety. I think it makes sense for my colors. It's a recent set, so it's got that high power level with mechanics that aren't so incompatible. Like, anyone can throw in a ninjutsu card as compared to like one, which, toxic isn't really going to help you with 1 pack worth of it.
Yeah, I like it. I like that mindset. And Neo, get ready for that partner league that's coming up.
I
Yeah.
know, remind me of all these cards. I am worried about the last week on what's going to be left. There's going to be so few good options. Not that your last week's packs make that big of a difference, but I might actually go for some Eldraine because I have a light night synergy, but we'll see.
Amazing that Eldraine has lasted this long because some people took Eldraine like in week 1, in week 2 even, and
Mhm.
to see that it's still going. So right now, Neo in one, 25 packs in Neo, 22 packs in one. They're both probably going to go away this week. Yeah, then it's Eldraine and Theros, unless you're kind of doing something weird, you know.
Mhm.
Interesting. Yes, Neil's a very good choice. Eldraine, very strong. I like
Yeah, I
that.
researched for my colors specifically of blue white, and that's what I came up with. I think there are certainly options for depending on what your deck's trying to do, but it is quite interesting. I think the league mechanic has gone over spectacularly of the perfect balance between making you decide to take your mom packs early versus taking these packs before they go away, because the options that are left really are so much worse now.
Yeah, I mean this this league would have not been very fun if it was 10 mom packs. It would have felt a lot like one. Like
God,
even though I agree, like mom is great. Like mom is so much more of a fun set to draft than one. But like there's no other option. Like these packs are, three rare packs sometimes. You can't turn them down.
I do think it would have been by far objectively correct to take 10 mom packs. So having a mechanic that encouraged you and made sure you could not do that, I think was spectacular. I think it's definitely what this league needed.
Yeah, and a lot of times that the league committee, they're kind of at the whim of how good the set is, you know. Because like again, one was kind of a set that no one really loved, and then we got
Nothing they
stuck
could do
playing
to
it.
redeem one.
Yeah, it's just like you're just kind of stuck playing it for 6 weeks, and it's like they can't control how a set is or how it plays, but they kind of hit it. Like not only is it a good set, but they hit a great mechanic to like make the set important, but still give you fun decisions to kind of go off playing. Oh yeah, this has been a really fun one.
I think there's always this balance between people that say and are probably correct that you should always just take the set that we're playing, and then wanting the fun, unique aspect of taking these offset packs. And these two sides are always kind of fighting, and that's why I really liked the pick a pack mechanic from Bro. As much as I think it was bad in that it made the power level too high, giving that balance between you're not giving up power by taking offset because you know if that pack is worth it really did a lot for me. Like it satisfied both parties, and I think this does that, but even better.
Yeah, I think that's 100% correct. You've got that spiky side that always says like, look, take the onset packs. That's usually has the best chance of winning. But then it's also like, yeah, it's kind of not super fun after like I don't know 4 or 5
It's
leagues of
really
that.
not the point, and you're having such a bad time by week 4 doing
Yeah. So and like, and if it's a bad set, you're committing to playing a bad set for weeks and weeks. It's just like, no, try to have some fun and go off book, see what you can do. So yeah, this is a great one. I'm really looking forward to whatever they're cooking up for Lord of the Rings. I know that's going to be real spicy. That's going to be a good one. Oh, I love it. Miranda, what would your backup mechanic be? So you enter the battlefield, you put some number of counters on something, you give it an ability. What is it?
Unfortunately, I think I have to admit to myself that I'm a little bit boring. I just want a common or uncommon trample ability. My boy Yargle is out here struggling for evasion,
Yeah,
and
he
he
is.
would kill for a trample for a turn that's not at rare or mythic.
Yeah.
So that would be my vote. If I was a rare, I think I would probably be a red green creature that gives like backup two, trample, and haste, which has very niche use cases where anything but the trample matters, but that's kind of the point of it.
I like it. So we're giving trample, maybe haste if we're bumping up the rarity.
Exactly.
What's it? Miranda's, from what I know, you're a big stompy player. You like your big boys, you like your big creatures. You want to turn them side phase. And what way to finish someone off? You need that trample.
Exactly.
I love it. Miranda, you're kind of taking the reins and the crown from the Spaghetti King. The Spaghetti series has run its course, and what a wonderful series it was, and everything Mitch does. It's fantastic. But you've come up with your own series of events to run over the next 8 weeks, I think, and
16.
16. Oh, even better, even better. 16 weeks of Magic, one tournament a week. You call it Miranda's Megadraft Madness. I want to hear all about it. I want to know what the plans are. when it is, how you play, what you get. Give me the scoop.
So I'm a known spaghetti series lover. Having my weekly event to go to always means a lot to me. So I was very sad that the spaghetti series was coming to an end. So I figured I would take up the mantle, give everybody a weekly event. We have a lot of new people that were really interested right at the end. I want to, while the excitement is still there, get in on it. I couldn't come up with a less gaudy name, unfortunately. So we've got Miranda's Megadraft Madness, which is basically every week. We've decided on Wednesdays at 7. We're going to meet and we're going to do mega drafts. They are the mega drafts that have happened in the past. So, like for week 1, we have Aquaria, and I scrolled all the way back in the announcements to find the exact draft that they did, mega draft they did for Aquaria, which was all the standard sets at the time going backwards, but they include things like Eldraine, Corset 20, War of the Spark, RNA, GRN, stuff that we don't really mess with nowadays. And certainly, so few people that are on the server now ever got a chance at this mega draft specifically. And so just looking to give people more chances to mega draft, since it is kind of one of the big appeals of the league, is this thought that if you do good, you get to do this cool fun event, give people some experience so maybe they have more of a chance when they do actually top 8 and get to do their own mega draft. It sucks to, top 8 once in a blue moon and then have a bad draft and not really get to show off and enjoy it as much as you would like. So like kind of getting some reps in for some people while also giving some people who haven't had a chance before to play in a mega draft. And it's a bit different from the spaghetti series because they will be 60 card decks, just like a normal mega draft. We'll draft at least 6 packs, normally closer to 8. So there'll be longer draft times, but normal rounds, timers on and everything. And then a special announcement, first time heard here on the podcast. It has been approved by the league committee that for the first 8 of the 16 weeks, the cumulative best scored person who was not already qualified will get a player of the year invite based on their performance within my mega draft series.
Woo.
So you get a lot of practice, and then whoever's doing the best actually gets to try and use it during the biggest tournament we have all year.
That's so cool. That is so cool.
I couldn't be more excited.
It's so hard to get on that player of the year list because you guys, it's so hard to win a league, right? Like
exactly, it's the hardest thing you can do.
Yeah, it's hard just to make top 8, and then it's super hard to win the league. So like getting invited to player of the year, no easy feat. So it's nice that you got one more chance to get in, right? Anybody.
And it's a nice way to include new players that wouldn't really have a chance otherwise, of like have only competed in 1 or 2 leagues, so they can't get in on like average score or anything where you have to have that 3 league minimum.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Just kind of, these last chance entries. This is the start of figuring out those.
Oh yeah, I love it. Have more people in the player of the year. Open it up, double up. However many people get in, who cares? Make it a ton of people. Let
There's
us all
a lot
play.
of like talk of wanting to keep it very exclusive and things like that. And to me, it's like, sure, this person gets in after doing 8 weeks of work, even more than a league, honestly. And maybe they're not, they didn't prove themselves by being a league winner, but they still have to face Jimtron and Johnny in the player of the year tournament. They're not, cruising into being player of the year. That it just gets you an invite. You still have to earn that title.
Right. And they still earn that invitation. It's not like they just get it for spiking one
We're
or
not
2
doing a
events.
raffle.
Yeah, right. Although, hey, if we did, somebody put my name in that thing a couple of times, okay? That's
Cash
so
in all my
awesome.
promo points.
So try to free everyone. Free up on Wednesdays. 16 players, 16 players in a
16
pod.
player max, 4 rounds if we're over 8.
So everyone
Wednesday
keep
at 7 p.m.
7 Eastern time
Eastern.
zone.
Yes.
All
Since
right.
the majority of people on the server, at least those that voted, expressed wanting that Eastern time zone.
Ooh, I like it. And you know what? I'm free on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. a lot of the time. So I might try to get in a couple of these and
I
maybe I
have
can
some spots open for Wednesday.
maybe I can snag a player of the year invite. I like the sounds of that. Fizzled out last time. Maybe I can fizzle out again. Can't wait. Miranda, that's so cool. And I'm so excited for you to be hosting your own draft series. You're an integral part of the server, always getting people to stream, always there watching games. Uh, wouldn't be the same without you. So I'm so happy that you get to kind of do something of your own. And how cool is that to play mega drafts through the ages? We get to play old sets we've never played. And then there's even those fun mega drafts where they kind of mix things up, right? Like,
We
do
got
you,
some chaos. We got plane chase. We got 6 packs of Eldraine.
oof, you got the brawl one
We
in
got
there.
Brawl League.
Yeah, Brawl
Absolutely.
League.
You know I've
Everyone
got
loved
Brawl
Brawl.
League. And we
Yeah.
will play Brawl decks that week, of
Yeah.
course.
So that is, it's not just your hey, whatever was in standard at the time. We've gone off the books. How new do you go? What's the most recent one?
So we go all the way back to Ikoria and through March of the Machine. And I take out a couple that are repetitive that were just the same standard, but add a pack
Sure.
to get just the big highlights.
Oh, so do we get the double Innistrad one that just happened not too long ago?
Yes, definitely. Week 7 is double feature. And we will even have on week 14 all 1 packs except for that one Neo pack.
Who could forget the old 5 packs of one pack of Neo draft set
Truly the best Mega Draft format.
we all know and love so much. Is there a special last one? Is there like a send off
So
for
at
it?
the end of the 16 weeks, we will take the cumulative scores of everyone and the top 8 people that accept. I will invite to a mega draft of mega drafts or the mega draft to end all mega drafts, name and event pending.
Awesome. Boy, doesn't that sound fun?
I've had thoughts of perhaps drafting every single set on Arena,
Oh my god.
doing like the spaghetti series and drafting the winning decks from every week. I will put up a poll to see what people want.
Gosh, how long would that draft be to draft? How many sets are even on Arena? I don't
You
even
do
know.
have to commit an entire Saturday to it.
It sounds amazing. Even then you could just be like, I'll just take the rare from every pack. I still build a deck.
Mhm.
Oh, that sounds so cool.
Perhaps 100 cards.
Oh, and if you think mega drafts are exclusive, there's only going to be one mega draft. Oh my
Exactly.
gosh, that sounds so cool. I can't wait to see what that is. Keep your eyes peeled. Free up your schedule on Wednesdays. Get involved and play in some of these mega drafts because they do sound super cool and super fun. What's coming up this week? What's our first one?
So first week will be Ikoria, which will have it'll go Ikorio, Theros, Ikoria, Theros, Eldraine, Core Set 20, War, RNA, GRN.
Oh, that sounds super fun. There's a lot of really fun sets in there.
Yeah, that one's nice because it has a lot of old sets that aren't included in any of the other ones.
Yeah, and you got good fixing in those Ravnica sets. You could do some fun, crazy things. And you get Eldraine. Ah, I'm excited just thinking about it. You only got one core set, and hey, I like a core set in my set. So that
Just a
sounds so
nice
fun.
deck filler.
Right? You're gonna find your negates and your exclusion mage or whatever weird little core set card you need to get you through that's gonna overperform. It always happens. Miranda, I asked everyone in the league to give me questions for you, and we've been bombarded uh, with a ton of them, and they're still coming in. I mean, people just keep asking them, so we're gonna see how many we can get through, and I hope the league's happy. We're gonna try to get through as many as we can. Does that sound good with you?
I couldn't be happier how many people wanted to ask me things. I was worried that nobody would have anything for me. So
No, Miranda, the great watcher. Everyone wants to know. We all have questions, and we start with Jeremy Lorgoy. Uh, well, I just love Jeremy. He's one of the best. He wants to know, how do you keep your eyes emoticon response time so short? Are there exercises we could try?
So this one's pretty easy. I work from home. So typically my setup is I will have my work laptop in front of me, and then I'll have my gaming laptop to the side of me. And I just have the sound on my gaming laptop. So anytime someone messages in the LFM channel, it pings. And so I just click over, do the eyes emoji, assuming I'm not in a meeting or something where I hear it. And this is especially important because I wouldn't be so crazy about it, but I've kind of found that if the people who like if it's a bot message, the people will like thumbs up the message to say that they're going that it's a good match and they're going to do the match. But once they do that, then they open Arena and they don't see Discord anymore. So if they don't see the eyes emoji there, they might think no one's around that cares to watch. And so I've like had people that normally stream that just don't because they forgot. And so I like to get the eyes on there right away just to be safe.
No, I've had that happen. I've played a game. I've played like a good game and got back and been like, oh, there's three eye emojis on this, and I just see it now and I feel real bad.
Exactly.
So yeah, you got to be quick to the draw, and there's a reason behind it. I love it. Chris York, a York on Games, would like to know, as the person on the server who's probably watched the most league matches here over the last year or so, what's the wildest thing you've seen happen in a match in the game or outside of the game?
So I don't have a lot of outside the game because most people just share arena. So most people aren't leaking things, whether you think that's good or bad. But certainly in the game, a few things come to mind, especially recently because we had some insane games with the Matt Roto draft that Johnny put on. We had like three or four breaches and three or four Atalis opened. Um, in the semifinals game Emma and I played, Atali triggered 8 times between the two of us. One of my two Atalis, based on him breaching, getting Yarok, getting two Atali triggers of my Atali. So over the course of 3 games, got 8 Atali triggers and like 3 breaches. Um, so had some pretty insane games there that I was in and that I watched. It was just a very high power level just based on the packs we opened. And of course, this last weekend, watching Richard in his open run, and he got the full 2K, beating out LSV on the way, ending in spectacular fashion with just a minute, less than a minute left on the clock. Um, and probably an older one that sticks out. It's kind of hard to remember all of them, but one that reminds me of was from Party League. The Frisbee guys were playing, and I believe it was Jake who was piloting, and they were all helping him. And he won with, I think, 3 seconds left on the clock.
Oh my
I
gosh.
could literally hear them all sweating through Discord.
Oh my gosh.
As much as I hate timers, they do generally bring out some of the wildest games.
Yeah, and that rarely kind of like I rarely see people lose to time. Like it rarely happens. But man, if you've ever had that happen to you, you know that once you get to like, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, it's like, oh, you're going so fast and it's so stressful.
Certainly in Party League, I saw a couple of timers.
Oh yeah, Party League was, because everyone's taking so long. We're all helping each other and trying to do what we can. Get ready for that for our next Neo League coming back. More helping, more timers. Bob P, guest last week, wants to know, what area of the game do you think has grown most recently, and is there any reason why?
So I actually think this is a fantastic question. And just a side note, I think Bob is one of the particularly great new people that have shown up. I loved his interview,
Oh
but
yes, Bob's so cool. I hope he sticks around so much.
for sure. But I was actually thinking about this a lot recently, because I do actually think I have improved greatly over the past year or so. As much as I still have a lot I want to improve on. And I was kind of dwelling on things I wish I was better at. So Emma was helping me try and focus my thinking more on saying how I had improved and that I had a progression going. And it is visible in my games in ways that in like I used to hate taking damage so much that I would trade off at any given chance that was like a safe good trade just to stay at a higher life total for no real benefit. Whereas now I'm a lot more willing to go down on life when I need to, and I win a lot more games at less than 5 than I used to and I would have otherwise. And overall, just being a lot more patient and things like that, something I'm not great at in general. But a big one I wouldn't have noticed if Emmett hadn't pointed out to me is actually nowadays I'm a lot more comfortable playing different styles of decks. I used to only really want to play these creature focused, simple, mostly green decks. And then I had my big success with Blue Black and Brawl League. Shout out to Cody for showing me that you can have an aggressive Blue Black build and not just a full control lame type build, just mildly control.
Who could
And
forget the
then
John Arenicus brawl deck that
the
stomped
John
everybody?
Arenicus team up. A lot of handshake emojis sent between me and Cody. And after that, I really started to branch out, feeling like I was finally able to play these different types of decks and like play a deck I really was not comfortable with before and had success with it. And so now I'm playing things like this tempo deck that I've been doing this league that I've been having great success with, which is something I would not have felt nearly as comfortable playing or think to try and build, a year ago.
And I will say you are playing the heck out of that deck. I've caught a couple of the games, and there's a
I've
lot.
had some very proud moments with
Yeah,
that.
there's a lot of decisions to make, things to like counter or bounce or kill. Like you've got a lot of tough choices, and I have seen some of those games where I would have played it differently and I would have lost. And I tip my cap because you are playing some mad magic this league. Like I said, you're right out of the top 8, and I hope I
I've
hope you
been
get in there.
trying so hard.
Yeah, you're really
A
doing it.
lot
It's
of
great.
tempo deck stuff I hadn't realized is like how much one damage here and there matters in a way that I wouldn't have considered before. And like from SNC, I picked up the little unblockable fish, which do a lot of work
Oh
for
yeah.
me. And stuff like that, like just incidental damage, and yeah, just a lot of thinking in a way that I had not previously, and some games I've been really proud of.
Lot would like to know. I feel like you always have a really good sense of what's going on in the league. Any idea of how to improve the league or the onboarding for new players? Side question, most embarrassing story about Emmett.
So I would like to say the league experience as a whole has greatly improved since my time joining. I think that wholeheartedly. Not that it was bad to begin with or anything, but especially with like the new player experience, I would say we've come a long way. And I did notice something really nice happened this league, which was that at the very beginning of week 1, a bunch of people were in a big group call playing the first games of the league. We were just chatting and some new people joined and we were all just having a good time, getting to know them and everything. And then someone, I think it might have been Prudent, suggested that one of the new players who was looking to play their first game should actually use the FM channel and LFM for another new person to play, just to make sure that their first game wasn't against some veteran who was out to crush their spirits or whatever you might fear for your first game. And we would all be there on the call to help them set up the challenge and stuff, but they would just have a nice casual first game against another new person, which they did and they had a great time doing. So if we could be sure in the new player channel to maybe mention that people will be in group calls for league and non-league games and encourage new people to hop in those calls, you get to know everyone, as well as suggesting that they LFM for new people for their first game. I think that could really help people feel involved like right away.
Yeah, that's great.
And then I got plenty of stories about Emmett,
Well,
but
sorry,
my
Emmett.
my best one for magic related has to be we do a lot of two-headed giant. We love two-headed giant. We do very well at two-headed giant because we have very different play styles that complement each other in the way of he will look at how to win the game and I will look at how to not lose the game. And so then we can come together looking at it from the different perspective and agree on what the best play is for both. And normally this works very well for us, but the one time it didn't was at a convention a couple years ago. We were doing mystery booster two-headed giant.
So cool.
And it was super cool. I had 8 cards left in library. My opponent had a creature that's like a 7/13 that mills 10 cards or something. He told me the name earlier. I completely forget it. But when it attacks, it mills 10.
Okay.
And so if they swing at us on our next turn, we lose the game because I will mill and deck myself. Emmett has a board clear in hand. So we discuss it, and I go, I'm going to die if they swing. And he says, okay, so we'll use the board clear. And we say, okay, so we're going to swing at them and then board clear on our next turn. It goes to our next turn. Before we swing, Emmett plays a creature that makes the swing a lot better, like an Audric or something that gives his whole board flying.
Sure.
We do this really good swing, and then I look at him and I go, okay, play the board clear. And he goes, I don't have the mana for it. And I go, what's up? And he's like, because I played this thing pre-combat for a better swing. I don't have the mana for the board clear. And I go, oh, well, then I guess we lose. And I don't think I've ever been more mad at a game of Magic. And I have never let him live that down.
Oh, I'm sorry. We've all done things like that, but oh boy, to share it on a podcast. Oh boy. Yes. All right, we're going to try to get through as many questions as we can. We're running out of time. This one's from Steve. Ashley controls Watchwolf, Thraben Watcher, and Ashnod's Altar. Ashley's opponent, Nadine, controls Propaganda. Ashley declares Watchwolf as an attacker, sacrificing Thraben Watcher with the altar to pay for Propaganda's effect. Does Ashley need to tap Watchwolf as it attacks? I love these questions, Steve. Keep them coming.
I can't stand them, but I did my research, and it is my understanding that upon going to the declare attacker step of combat, all costs will be totaled, so 2 colorless in this case, at which point they cannot be changed for any reason. Then those costs need to be paid in full, at which point Ashley would sack the Watcher with her altar and use that 2 colorless to pay. And then the wolf would be declared as an attacker, tapping as it did so, seeing as it no longer has the Watcher's vigilance effect.
I have no idea if it's right, but sure. I love it.
We'll find out.
I do not know. I looked it up and I was like, I have no clue. This is great. Richard would like to know, what's your favorite type of food? And are there any cool restaurants you'd recommend to someone who happens to be visiting in a couple weeks?
Well, I'm a known carb lover. Give me a bread, a pasta any day of the week. Truly anything made of a potato have to be in my top picks. In Dallas specifically, I would recommend Loro, Pie Tap, or if you're feeling fancier, Uchiba is our favorite place nearby. And Pie Tap specifically is very close to our LGS, so is already where we were thinking of taking someone after a Sunday draft if they happen to be coming here in a few weeks.
If they happen to be doing it, I hope they have fun, and boy, am I jealous that they get to meet members of the league, because I think it's so cool that people get to do so. Last question for Maxime. What are your least favorite mom cards?
Glissa.
Glissa? Glissa's good.
I hate all iterations of Glissa, mostly because I think First Strike Death Touch is really stupid. Yeah. I think a creature that cannot be killed in combat, which is essentially what that is, for a low cost, like obviously, your 7, your 10 drops, whatever, but like the oneness of those 3 mana that basically could not be killed in combat in a normal scenario. You have to just use removal on it, I think is not good creature design. And then this Glissa, of course, instantly makes bodies if you don't have an instant speed answer, and then can't really be killed in combat either, because you're only going to swing with it once you have that First Strike Death Touch effect applied.
I've won so many games just by like playing Glissa and nothing else. You don't even need to do anything
Usually
else.
Sit on the board as long as possible, racking up those 2/2s. And especially my blue-white tempo deck, there's absolutely nothing I can do. If you don't swing with that creature, I don't have an instant speed answer, and those 2/2s hose me. So
don't tell people that, Miranda. You're trying to make topic.
If you got a Glissa, do not play me. That's
oh boy. Well, I hope you put that in the LFM bout.
LFM, no Glissa.
Well, I want to wish you luck this week, Miranda. You got 4 more games to play. I want to see your name in the top 8 by the time it's done. I think you can do it because I think you got a great deck, and your deck's been super fun to play, and you're piloting it well. And I want to thank you for coming on the show. As always, I do appreciate it. Getting a member like you, it's a big name and it's important. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm trying my absolute hardest out here to crack this hardest top 8 ever. I really, really appreciate the support and the support of the community.
Free up your schedule on Wednesdays. Get in the mega draft. Don't play Miranda if you've got a Glissa. And Miranda, do another Jackbox game because I want to get in one of those next time.
I will host more Jackbox. You got it.
Yeah, I'd love to be a part of it. So please, more Jackbox, more fun, more community, more friends. And thank you so much for coming on the show and good luck. Miranda is so cool and awesome. Not someone that I really get a chance to talk to a lot because she's the watcher. She's not the talker, right? She's not in there talking over every game. She's in there watching every game. So it's always fun when I get to interact with people that I don't normally get to interact with a lot. And Miranda, I know like Miranda a lot. She's great. I remember when her and Emmett came in the server. It's been a joy to have them, and so cool, so fun. And they got Richard come down to hang out with them. Well, so gonna be so cool. Can't wait to see those pictures. I'm always a fan of league meetups, and it's my dream to one day meet some more people in the league because I only know Chris R, and I knew him before I joined the league, so it doesn't count. But as people join and as people come into the league and into, the mom league, some people leave. Not, the server, but the league. We get knocked out. We get to our 11 losses. Things don't go our way. And we're going to read out the names of those that are no longer with us now.
Oftentimes we would joke with each other. Who was Goose and who was Tom Cruise? Well, now that Shane is dead, I guess we know who is Goose.
Cody Race.
Race is the best player on the server.
Drake M. Komodo. Jordan M. JM Tron. I don't think I've ever read Jordan's name at this part, so that's big. Zeke W. Smarmy Platypus. Jeremy E. Lorgoif. Wyatt C. Hot Dolphin. Michael M. Atom Bomb. Bob P. Hit. Wei C. Azayaka. John P. Goku or Go Home. Shane K. Malfunction. Chris R. Sinkwater. Ron C. Lenore. Eric S. Smite. Warren M. Link the Planeswalker. Kevin I. Knee, 1993. Ryan D. The Slickness. Goodbye to those that are no longer with us, and good luck to those that are still left. You know what's happening in Week 6, and if you don't know, please ask somebody. Say, hey, why do people keep talking about Week 6 like it's different? Because it is different, and you want to be prepared, right? Listen to the podcast, get into the channels, ask questions, and that's how you figure it out. We all want to help. We're all here to help, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their Week 5, and a great Week 6, because this league has been another super fun one. This has been a great league. Mom League's been top of the tops. I'm excited for Partners League. Neo, Tokyo, Kamigawa. That was a fun one. I'm going to try to avoid Cody because that's like his set. Although I guess I have to play Cody at some point. Ooh, that's not good. That is not good. Until then, I hope that you get to keep a good 7 and that the shuffler is in your favor. And we'll see you all here next week to kick off Partners League. Bye, everybody.
We just got done with Sir League, and you wonder what is next. A new set is coming out now, and here's what you should expect. There's Transform and a new card type. It's also exciting. We'll be rolling starting pool soon. Get ready for deck building. March of Machines. March of Machines. Incubate tokens. They can transform now at instant speed. And then there's Prowess creatures too. They can get 1+1 for you. Lots of mechanics, how will you plan it, March of Machines? There's battles, or are they sieges, that you get to try and flip. First you have to go attack them, and then you have to cast it. Remember they can be countered, and then there's another trick. Watch out for Phyrexian Sensor, cause then you cannot cast it. March of Machines. March of Machines. Calling for backup, it puts a counter on one of your things. And it gives abilities. Pay lots of attention to these. They are your creatures with special features. March of Machines. March of Machines. There is Convoke too. It's not a joke to you or to me. There is some land cycling too. You get a land for just paying 2. So much to do here. What will you brew here, March of Machines?